Isabella's father used all his strength and felt that the stick was hitting hard steel. Then, a violent vibration came from the tiger's mouth. He immediately let go of his hand and hugged himself because of the pain. Screamed at his wrist. "Look at the rolling pin, it has been broken in two." This shocked Isabella's father. Such a hard rolling pin can also be cut by hand, and the other party seems to have nothing at all. This guy looks like a practitioner. How can he afford such a character? In case he beats himself into a concussion with a punch, he will find someone to make sense. After all, he is just an old sling with no money and no power. After being beaten, there is no way to find someone to help avenge. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but become jealous of Charlie. Seeing that he was afraid to step forward, Charlie said to Claire and Isabella, "Let's go." Although Isabella's father and younger brother were full of anger, they did not dare to step forward to stop them at this moment. Isabella's mother sat on the ground and cried, "You have no conscience. I raised a daughter like you and really blinded my son. If you just leave like this, go and marry that Carden, I just jumped directly from our stairs, and let me die." "Mom." Isabella cried and knelt down and begged, "I beg you to let me fulfill my dream this time. Give me 2 years. I must find a way to make more money for my brother. For the first payment of a house, if you agree, I will do what you say. If you don't agree, then I have nothing to do. No matter how you force me, I must marry Carden for the sake of the child in my stomach today." Isabella's mother cried hoarsely, "I don't care, your brother can't wait for 2 years. You must buy the house within half a year at most. If you agree, give your brother a note. Oh no, it's better to give your brother writes an IOU of 300,000, and the IOU states that it will be repaid within half a year. If you write it, I will let you go. If you don't write it, I will show it to you." "Yes." Isabella's younger brother Zhaofeng also hurriedly said, "Sister, you write me an IOU. I will go back to the blind date. People ask me about the house, so I can use the IOU to talk about things and let the girl relax her heart." Isabella collapsed, and blurted out, "Where can I get 300,000 in half a year? Are you trying to force me to death?" Isabella's mother yelled, "If we don't force you, how can we know how good you are? Anyway, you have to write this 300,000 IOU today, or if you don't write it." "Impossible." Isabella completely gave up, stood up, and said blankly, "I can't live for you for everything. Since you don't agree to my solution, then forget it and I will not support you." After she finished speaking, she was cruel and said to Claire, "Claire, let's go." Claire nodded and took her down the stairs. Charlie followed behind, staring at the family of 3. The 2 men did not dare to come forward. The woman saw Isabella really gone, so she cried and said, "Things with no conscience, go, and I will jump down here when you go. You wait. Collect the corpse." This time, Isabella did not look back, nor did she wipe the tears that kept falling. After the 3 of them went downstairs, Zhaofeng said anxiously, "Dad, Mom, she just married like this, what can I do? If I can't ask a wife, then I will die." As soon as Isabella's mother heard this, she immediately got up from the ground, ignoring the dirt on her gritted her teeth and said, "Come. Even if I have to lay under the wheel today, I will stop her." When Charlie and Claire took Isabella all the way out of the community, Isabella was still wiping tears. Claire was always comforting, but Charlie didn't come forward wisely. When they came out of the community, the 2 people parked 2 supercars on the side of the road, and the passers-by who had been competing for a photo surrounded them. Charlie stepped forward to separate the crowd in front of the Aston Martin, and then opened the passenger's door to let Isabella sit in first. Looking at the Aston Martin 177 in front of her, Isabella was stunned. She asked in surprise, "Claire, this car?" Claire smiled and said, "My husband asked his friend to borrow this. Don't worry, these 2 supercars will drive you to your in-laws' house, and they will definitely save you face." Isabella said guiltily, "Claire, I meant that your BMW was already very good when I saw it. I didn't expect you to find a friend to borrow a car for me, and to take favors in front and back. How embarrassed." Claire said earnestly, "Girl, we have been classmates for many years, and we are still good sisters. I must do my best when you get married for such a big thing. Do you still have to be polite to me for this kind of thing?" With that, she patted Isabella on the shoulder and smiled. "Okay, don't be so polite. Get in the car quickly, we have to go back, otherwise it will be too late." Isabella nodded lightly with red eyes, and said seriously, "Claire, thank you." Claire gave her a comforting smile, then helped her and sat in this Aston Martin. At this time, Isabella's family who rushed over suddenly saw them and rushed over. Seeing that the other party drove two weird-looking cars, Isabella's mother hurriedly said to her husband, "You lie in the front and I lie in the back." Isabella's father nodded, and then the couple lay under the wheel one after another. Isabella's mother sullen her heart and shouted coldly, "If you want to leave today, you will run over the two of us." At this moment, Zhao Feng was a little dumbfounded. His parents don't know super sports cars, but as a young man, he is a stinky silk who dreams of having a lot of money all day long. He is naturally very familiar with sports cars. So he recognized the origins of these two cars at a glance, and he was astonished as if struck by lightning. There are tens of millions of luxury cars, and there is no third one in Orus Hill. The only two cars are here.